Today's video is going to be a short one, but I'm going to talk about the House of Representatives, and I'm going to throw a question out for you, and I want you to think about it. And the question is, should the House of Representatives have more members in it than it does currently? The House of Representatives was supposed to represent the people in a more direct way than the Senate. Having more representatives from each state based off population was supposed to make the people feel more connected to the government. But do the people really still feel like that today? Because if I was answering, I'm going to answer no. In 1790, there was one member in the House for every 34,400 people. As the population grew, the number of people in the House of Representatives grew, but the number that people were representing kept growing a little bit and growing a little bit and growing a little bit. In 1929, Congress passed that there would be 435 members of the House that would be put into law no matter what the population was. I want to do a little bit of math, and trust me, math is not my strong suit. Like when my students come to me and say, Miss West, can you help me with my math? My answer is, I don't math. Let's take the ratio of representatives and population in 1930 and use that with today's numbers. In our last census, we had a little over 330 million people. That is one representative for every 761,000 people. Now, if I take the representative population ratio from 1930 with today's numbers, that means to have that same ratio, we would need 1,180 representatives in the House. That makes it one representative for every 281,000 people. Now, you compare that with the 1790 when it was one representative for every 34,000 people, and it's still a big number, but 281,000 is a way better number than the 761,000 we're dealing with today. If we were to use this new number that I came up with this ratio, the 1,180 members, here's how some state representation would change. California would go from 52 members to 141. New York, 26 to 72. Florida, 28 to 75. West Virginia, 2 members to 6 members. Alaska would go from 1 member to 3 members. Virginia, 11 members to 31 members. Texas, 38 members to 104 members. And Oklahoma would go from 5 members to 14 members. This is just throwing an idea out there about if we took the 1930 population representation ratio and we used it today, how many members we would have to have. Do you think if we increased it, remember, this is just like me throwing some random harebrained idea out there. If we increase the number of people in the House of Representatives, whether it goes to 600, 800, 1,180, do you feel like those numbers would be more representative of our nation? Do you feel like, as a citizen, you would feel more connected to your representative if that representative was not in charge of or over, I don't want to say in charge of, if that representative was not over so many people? Do you think anything would ever get passed? Would that many people be able to ever pass something? I honestly think they would. I think you're going to have different groups and different factions, and they're going to have to work together better than they do now because, let's say, and be honest, Congress, both the House and the Senate, are terrible at working together now. Do you think there would be more third-party independent members? I honestly think there would be. I think there would be more independent members and more third-party members in the House if it was a smaller area that they were getting their votes from, if it was a smaller population that they were counting on, because right now it's always, you got to vote for the Democrat, you got to vote for the Republican because the third-party member isn't going to get enough. I really feel like if we had these numbers that third-party and independent members would be there more than they are now. So this is just some harebrained thoughts I was going through the other night, decided to make a video on it. So what do you think? Do you think there should be more people in the House of Representatives than there are today? Let me know in the comments.